It's just it's an amazing day today, isn't it? So we're commemorating, the founding of the United Lodge of Theosophists today on the Aquarian series, and we thought it would be a great opportunity for the lodges to use this medium that we've had to learn during COVID, especially, that brings us together. We've had to find new ways of coming together, but we made it. We're on the other side almost, of COVID, and we have survived. Not only that, I think we're thriving. I've seen so many classes now, and I think other groups have said the same, that that now that they've really expanded their outreach using this. I don't know. It's almost like getting into the astral body of right, with the internet. When you think about it, it's all just amazing. So we have a pretty full program, people checking in from the different lodges. And I asked if people could give us an idea within a limited amount of time. So I don't mean to interrupt you. I'll let you know when it's about time to wrap it up, so that we don't run over, because we only have so much time tonight. So I asked people, what are they doing at their lodges? Are they meeting face-to-face? Are they meeting on Zoom? Are they meeting on Google Meet? Are they Skyping? What's their website? Any special way or creative way that they've thought of spread broadcasting the teachings of Theosophy? And I thought this would be a great opportunity for people to come together and share, some of the ways that they've been working on, and that'll give us some ideas and a springboard, perhaps into the future. So, it's like getting a bird's eye view of the Theosophical movement of the United Lodge of Theosophists. So, without further ado, I'm going to start on the program. So, the first person who will be presenting, Jonathan, is that you on the San Diego?
Sure. I'll kind of do it in tandem with Truth. Truth, could you pull up the website? And then before you kind of tell us about the website, I'll just say something about the classes. So I'll just start talking right now, and then when the website comes up, then that's great. Okay, so in San Diego, we have kind of a mixture of hybrid, I would say, in person and online. We first of all, we're doing the Aquarian series, which is what this is. So welcome everybody to San Diego, and except for the fact that I'm near Sedona, Arizona, but that's the wonder of the internet right now. But so we have these Aquarian series, which is basically 52 meetings a year, and on various subjects, and they are all from the inspiration of the Aquarian Almanac, which is just an almanac of readings and like a calendar that you can write in and so forth. And look at all these amazing topics that we've been doing this year so far and that are coming up ahead of us. And I may as well just introduce you to what's going to happen next week, which would be next week we'll hear a presentation on the Republic of Conscience. And after that, gratitude to the Guru Parampara. And after that, head learning and soul wisdom. After that, Dhyana Marga. And then there's also symbol concepts that people go into the symbolism of different deep meanings of certain symbols. So And then, so that's the Aquarian series. It's kind of, I always say that it's the second and the third object in the service of the first object. And then on Sunday mornings, which we're not doing this summer because we're in recess, we have a class in the Secret Doctrine. And right now we're studying the pamphlet series called the Secret Doctrine series. And there's 18 different pamphlets, and they study the Secret Doctrine by theme. And it's a thematic introduction to the Secret Doctrine, but it's all the direct writings of HPB. Okay, and then on Friday afternoons at 1 p.m. in California, we have a class in the Bhagavad Gita. It's a wonderful class. You don't have to study in advance for it. You just show up, and we pride ourselves in being the slowest class ever, because we only do, the whole Gita has like 700 verses, and we do like 3 or 4 every. So you can imagine it takes us, I think it takes us 5 or 6 years to go at that speed. So so without any further ado, go ahead, Truth. Why don't you show us the homepage of this website that you've got up for us, and then go from there.
Okay, this is the San Diego United Lodge of Theosophists website. We have some brief information here, but right here you can subscribe to the invitation emails. And if you scroll down, you'll see the upcoming week's flyer, and then there's a media carousel here, which has all the upcoming talks through November. And we can thank Maria for creating these beautiful flyers. There's some more information, and then the themes for reflection. If you go to the this tab over here, it's kind of a bit redundant, but it's got just that information. And if you go to the media tab, you see that there are many of the videos that presentations that we've given, and there's a link here to the YouTube channel. And if you click on that, it opens in a new window. And when you're here, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And when we upload a new video, you would get a notification from YouTube that we've uploaded it. And as a side note, I just want to bring over this picture that was mentioned earlier. So on my left here, we have Robert Crosby, and then he's looking devotedly at William Quan Judge. And we zoom out, we see everybody sitting on the steps. And so I just brought that to your attention because it was mentioned earlier.
Thank you, Truth. Why don't you do stop share, and then Helena, you're on, New York.
Okay, so it's time for New York. Well, we also have a website that's up, and I'll bring that up. We're doing, we have Theosophy School on Sunday mornings. It's taken a break, for the summer, which has been a lot of fun. The kids are just beyond, and we're really enjoying it. So if you know of any children, who would like to attend Theosophy School, we'll be back in the fall. Just send me an email. We have been trying to advertise on Eventbrite. It's free. And of all things, I proposed a class on ISIS for Tuesday afternoons at 1:30. And that's getting the most requests out of the other classes. We've been doing the transactions on Sundays a little bit earlier in the day, 5:45, and it's a hybrid. We're doing a hybrid, Zoom and face-to-face. So we have about, so far, a half a dozen people roughly, who've been coming face-to-face to the classes, and about 10 on, on the Zoom coming from all over. And then we have, I'm going to yes, share our website. Let me know when you can see it.
We can.
Okay. And that's our first page here. We have some basic, what is Theosophy, our location, and then about us, about the founders, etc. The three fundamentals are up there. These wonderful pictures I love. And then you can subscribe as well. The classes and the meetings, our web designer has put together a calendar, and I've added the Aquarian series and in our classes, so you can do that a couple of different ways. You can list it, and then we have podcasts. We picked some that we thought would be representative of our classes, and there you go. They're quick links to some pretty, to give people an idea of what we do. Of course, we'd like them to come to the lodge. A contact page, how to contact us, of course, and start communicating with us. So that's great to have the website up and running. I'm sorry, did somebody say something? No? Okay, and that's it. So that's for now. Did I forget anything, Hal? Did I forget to say anything?
We have a Wednesday class too.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's why you're here. Wednesday night on Zoom. Currently, we're doing Hal?
Yeah, we're just finishing up the Ocean of Theosophy. We've been doing that this year. The last class is this coming Wednesday. Then this summer, we're going to be studying a few articles by HPB. The articles in the pamphlet Moral and Social Issues, Origin of Evil, Fall of Ideals. And in the fall, or the 2023-2024 schedule, we'll be studying the Bhagavad Gita along with the notes to the Gita. That's what we've got planned.
Thank you. And then we have Facebook. We have a Facebook page, International Theosophy, that's got about 5,000 followers, as well as an HPB page, a judge page, and we have a couple hundred on the judge page and a couple of thousand on the HPB page. That one seems to be, very well received by everybody. And so there you have it. Okay, so let's go to the next one then, which is Washington. If you all haven't met Sandra. Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Helena.
Okay, it's all yours.
Great. Thank you. Greetings to everyone. And I'm actually sitting in the lodge right now. During COVID, we moved out of the city because Washington was sort of deserted. So we moved out of the city. Now we're meeting more in the countryside of Virginia, but it's within the Washington sort of radius. I will pull the website as well. It's pretty basic, but it has all the information, and then I'll talk from it. Okay. Let's see, where did it go? Okay, here's the website. So we have our current program. We have the location and contacts.
We can't see it.
You can see it. Oh gosh, let me see. Try to pull it again. Open system settings. Okay. Let's try again. Getting some funny message about the system settings.
Are you sharing?
I'm sharing, but I have a message to open system settings. And okay, we'll go low tech.
Yep.
So I have the program in front of me. So this is our program. And That's for April, May, June. And we do meet 4 times a month. We meet on Sundays at 11 a.m. every Sunday. We do sort of have a flow to our meetings. Each Sunday is a bit different. Every first Sunday of the month, we meet in person, sort of to maintain the contact and not to forget how we look. Then the other 3 Sundays, we do Zoom. So I also call it more of a hybrid. When we twice a month, we do the talk and Gita study. Then we have twice a month discussion on Ocean of Theosophy, and we'll have 2 more formal talks. So more formal classes. So that's our schedule. And we're quite happy that we can keep going at this rate. We do have quite a bit of participation online. And in terms of how do we make people know about us, it's mostly right now word of mouth. We've not been actively advertising or reaching out. I think that's all from my side.
Well, I'm sure now that we've seen you and heard about you, if we know anybody in that area, we can direct them to your classes. So it's great.
We have all talks recorded on YouTube, so please also direct them to YouTube if they want to sample, and people can connect online and live.
Okay, great. Where's Herb? Herb, would you like to say hi?
Oh, well, what? There it is. Okay, how you doing? We also meet on Google Meet as well as in person to once a month at least. Your talks on in the lodge.
Great. Okay. John, were you going to say something? No. Okay, then.
Let me, in that case, let me read a post here. A few weeks ago, the San Diego ULT had a program with TS President Barbara A. Bear. It was wonderful, inspiring, and loved the unity. And that's from Jeff Nickenoff. So.
Thanks for reading. Next is on, let's see, the roster. Here we go. Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Are they co-hosts? So will you be able to bring up your website or no?
No.
You look like you're at the lodge.
We are.
We are.
Yeah, you look wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you. So do you.
I have to apologize because was not aware that we could put our the Facebook and the website up. So you're going to have to just get it from me. So our website, we've got the podcast, our Sunday classes are on it. We have, of course, we have all the hours for everything, a list of all our books, our schedule, the declaration. So basically what everybody else has on it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, thank you.
Whoever did that.
Thank you, whoever did that. Am I able to control the cursor?
I can't go that far, but you can tell me what to do. You can
Go
just
ahead.
tell me what to do. Tell me to click
all
on
right.
something or whatever.
So, can you click on podcasts, please? So you can see how many of them are on there. And we've got our library hours are up there, and
YouTube.
let's see, and we're on YouTube, so of course you would have to just go to YouTube itself. We're not connected from our website for it, and trying to think what else is on there.
How about your classes?
Yeah, our schedule for Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Martin will go into that in a little more detail. We're just finishing up practical theosophy. on the 25th, we'll be looking at formation of the nucleus of Universal Brotherhood. So I guess that's about it for the web page. We do have a Facebook page as well. It's listed under United Lodge of Theosophists, Philadelphia. And we post the hours. I post the hours of, our quarterly periodical I put on there. And I put on the, from the meditation books, I often put things on that are particularly meaningful. I've got our, I post every Monday all the readings that we're going to be doing for our Wednesday and Friday classes and anything special that's coming up. So that is sent out to everybody, our whole Zoom list. And I also put it on our Facebook post. So that's about it.
Okay.
Was Martin going to say anything or no? Was
Yeah.
I wrong?
Well, we started our first live meeting November 17th, 2021. So we've been meeting here twice a week, and for various reasons, COVID won, and the construction of the 48-story high-rise is right up against us. It's been going on for 4 years, and behind us too. They built all around us. So live attendance is a little bit sparse, but we have many more on Zoom, and we do have some new inquirers coming in. So, but the numbers aren't what they were pre-COVID. However, we soldier on here, and so we have 3 meetings a week. The Friday meeting is currently, we call it a roundtable discussion. It's we do various things, various topics and readings. Lately, we've been doing Mr. Judge's letters that have helped me, and we're going to stop that after this Friday for the next 3 months. But we'll be meeting on Sundays, except in August. The last few years, we've taken August off, and we meet year-round on Wednesday evenings. We generally do the Ocean of Theosophy, which we did wrap up recently. And in the summertime, to my memory, we've always done the Bhagavad Gita. So we will begin that on Wednesday evening. So we're open and we're here, and the building construction is kind of wrapping up. So people realize that we're here. So hopefully, as the building fills up, the high rise, we should get some new inquirers, and there's a lot of building going on in the city anyway. So we're hopeful and we're optimistic, and we're here. That's about it.
Thank you. I've noticed too when right, Hal, when we're in New York and the lights are on in the lobby and people they walk by like they did in the past, and they'll open the door, they'll say, "Gee, are you open?" Etc. So just having the lights on, coming back in can bring people in.
It does.
Okay.
It brought us in.
It brought us in, right? Thank you. Right. Now we have Laura.
I thought it was, I thought I was next, but I can switch around.
You could go next.
Okay, I'll be pretty brief. because I'm going to be talking about something I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically, I just wanted to point out the London, UK website, and I've always really liked this website and just how much beautiful care that they seem to put into it and their attention to aesthetics and beauty. They have this menu up here and so forth. Let's see here. I think I'm going to throw something on their events here. Like I say, I don't know much about it, but I just wanted to see here. Look at that. How about that? So here they have a program for the spring, and then here another program for the summer. Well, let's just take a quick look at the kind of topics that they're going to do. August. Wow. Yamabushis and dwellers on high mountains. And H. Blavatsky and Gandhi on truth. That's going to be incredible, I'm sure. A lot of mysteries and so forth. Yeah, just very inquiring and very, they seem to really be reaching out and talking about topics that they think that people will be interested in, trying to make everything kind of contemporary, it just seems like. So I not see here, summer program. Okay, here we go. Oh, here's another thing I noticed, that their Wednesday study class, they're going to do what I would call the pure theosophy of the way of the Bodhisattva by Shantideva. It's just pure theosophy, in my opinion, and it really goes along with the voice of the silence. And then, of course, they're doing the ocean as well as the secret doctrine on different days. So I will not take up any more time on this. I just wanted to point it out. So I'm going to do stop share.
John, I have a question for you. Are those classes in the UK? Are they Zoom? Are they hybrid? Or are they face-to-face? Do you know?
I think they're a combination. Does anybody else know? I mean, I could go back to the website and figure it out, but I think
they are both. They are both.
Thank you.
They use Skype, and they are they have in the auditorium, like in the lodge meeting room, they have a giant screen. And so then everybody in the lodge can see everybody that's on Skype if they have their videos on. And they have a keyboard on their lap, and that which allows them to interact with the Skype. And so they have students at the lodge and students on Skype working together. And they have mastered the technique. Recommend everyone to join one of their meetings, just so you can see how they manage the meeting with both Skype and the in-class.
Thank you.
I think when I saw London, I thought of Laura. You know,
all the time. You know,
it was all the time.
Funny, because when I say I'm in London, everybody goes, "Oh, London, England," and then when I say no, London, Ontario, Canada, they go, "Oh." Somewhat disappointedly. Anyways, I'll share our beginnings of our webpage. Let me put it up. And is it up there, everybody?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, now how do you minimize the, here we go. Okay, so this is our beginning. We have our meetings and events, our Sunday, let's see, I'll just click on this. You can see we've had our last meeting for devotional meeting is tomorrow from 7:30 to 8:30, where we speak about the work of Robert Crosby and ULT Day. Our Sunday night talks will begin again October 1st. Our Wednesday night program continues throughout the summer. And right now we're studying the scope of reincarnation and Mr. Judge's letters that have helped me. And these meetings are online and at the lodge as well on Zoom. And after the Wednesday night meeting, we're studying Patanjali's yoga aphorisms. in the lodge only. And Thursday afternoon, we'll resume our Bhagavad Gita class on October 5th. So we've taken a break for the summer there. Our library is open every Saturday from 11 to 3 p.m. and that will continue through the summer as well. One of the requests I have is we need to figure out a way of keeping our contact information current as we share the contact information on our website of all the places around the world, so that if anyone is traveling from Canada, they can connect with the people. So we need to figure out a way of keeping that current. Links to texts. We have a link for everyone so they can quickly go if they're looking for a book for the study class. And one that we're working on is the sharing ideas. And we're going to include articles on from Manus, the magazine that was published from 1948 to 1988, and current events as well, to show theosophy in action around the world, because we know the declaration that we recognize as theosophists all who are engaged in the service of humanity. And so we'll be using that journal to exemplify that. The middle one here that says Manus is going to be for theosophical articles, and we'll be looking for contributions of articles and questions and answers for that section. And then we have a children's and family page, which we're going to put in stories and quotes and things of interest for children and families in regards to theosophy. So our lodge itself is, let's see if I can find a picture of our lodge to show you. It's a little cottagey type lodge. A lot of the pictures here are from a student in Alberta. This one is a tree that we fell in love with. We have a picture of it in every season. So come back and visit us. We'll see it in the fall and in the summer or in the winter as well. And that is the lodge. As you can see, we have lots of parking, and it's a lovely little cottage. And we have how to sign up. Let's see if my program is up. Oh yeah, it takes us back to this page here. We post our page numbers as well for students. We put in lots of quotes on our pages, and we have the weekly numbers so that people can keep up with the pages that we have there. So we hope to grow this website, and because we're pioneering, all of us, thinking of new ways to present theosophy, we think we'll keep the in-lodge and the on-Zoom meetings because we find that there are so many students coming back to the meetings through Zoom that wouldn't otherwise be able to attend. So I think that Zoom is definitely going to be staying with us into the future. So I'll stop sharing, and hope I didn't leave anything out.
Fantastic. Thank you, Laura. Jonathan, is this you now?
Actually, Jim Tupper will be telling us about all things Santa Barbara. And I have the feeling, Jim, me actually showing things wouldn't actually be a contribution. You're so good with just painting pictures with words.
Oh, okay. Well, currently in the United Lodge of Theosophists in Santa Barbara, we have our principal two meetings, which are a Sunday evening meeting that is continuous and has been continuous since 1969. And then we have our study classes, which are very dynamic and very much question thoughts, proposals, different models are discussed, different views are discussed. It's quite dynamic and quite enjoyable. And we are strictly in person. We have never gone to Zoom, and we also stayed open during the COVID period of time as well. So we've maintained a thread of continuity reaching back to its founding in 1969. And what to almost all of us in Santa Barbara, what is particularly why we have still 21 active members who come with a certain attitude of deep respect and the sense of the sacred when we enter the hall. And no matter who is speaking, we have an understanding and an appreciation that they're going to articulate the philosophy in a genuine, authentic way, often originally, but with a sense of something that I'd like to mention I think is so important in a lodge, and that's the idea of reverence. It goes back to our founding and to our teachers, Sri Raghavan and Nandini Iyer, who brought with them a total golden age current. And to me, what's most important about a lodge is a seminal current that it releases and its capacity to pulsate and renew itself continually over a period of time. And the whole emphasis is on building a core, a nucleus of universal brotherhood. And they brought with these teachings the impulse of the 1975 cycle. They brought HPB forward and put it in a language, in addition to our own language, it was put in a language that was more appropriate in the sense of being particularly dealing with the mindset of the age, the modern mindset of the age, since it had developed since the 19th century. And it's always so illuminating and therapeutic and helpful. So in addition to that remarkable current that they brought, they taught us how important it was to have the attitude of a chela, of a disciple, of a true student. And that has to do with reverence and humility. You cannot be reverential to something unless you're also humble, unless you also recognize something deep and profound and so uplifting. And that is what we brought. And what is so interesting to me, and I'll leave it at this point, is this whole posture, this mental posture that Sri Raghavan and Nandini both inculcated of deep reverence and respect. A Pythagorean principle, by the way, was that when troubles came, as they always do, in any place that has a golden age, it's going to be challenged. It's going to be really tested. And we had our tests and we had our differences. What to me is really important is that people, the central that stayed, they did the tapas. They suffered and they triumphed and they saw each other in a wonderful way that in time re-established the principle of fellowship and of brotherhood and exactly what we're supposed to be standing for. That is a sense of unity working through trials that allows you to be a vibrant center to this day. And to this day, it is a vibrant center. It's difficult to come to our lodge, and I'm sure other lodges too. This is not exclusive. But the point is, for sure, I know when you come to our lodge, you feel a sense of silence, a sense of being uplifted, and you feel a sense of gratitude that people have, of the spirit of brotherhood. And this is really vital to the future as well, because a lot of the teaching, drawing from HPB and Judge, a lot of the teaching, and also from other traditions, has something to do with the civilization of tomorrow. And it's very remarkable to look at it that way. Now, the Institute of World Culture is an instantiation of that principle of universal fellowship, of Aquarian civilization. And it has 10 principles of interdependence. And what is remarkable about those principles is they move away from a bifurcated morality and bring up a more unified notion of the rational and the ethical. Because what they do is they go to different cultures and extract what is excellent and focus and elaborate on what is excellent so that people can then themselves see how they can incorporate it into their own lives now. It's not just a historical study. It's meant to help one have imagination, free the imagination to see ways in which what was ancient can become contemporary. And it's just, we study the excellences of these different cultures, plus their mistakes. They help you learn from mistakes. And in addition to that, we have a sense of how actually there's harmony underneath the surface of chaos, there is some central harmony that is still beating in the hearts and minds of so many people. And so we have this wonderful opportunity through the Institute. And then lastly, there is an online class, but it's not sponsored by the Lodge of United Lodge of Theosophists, but it is initiated by a student of that lodge. It studies a text every week. It meets continuously throughout the year from Fridays from 5 to 6. And it delves into, humbly, I might add, because, you know, when reading the SD, how absolutely humbling the SD is, and how much it makes you so grateful that you understand a sentence and you're thrilled to it, like a child. It puts you in the child state, I think, the SD. But so do the teachings of many places and many teachers. And so the Friday at 5, we study what's called the Gupta Vidya. We call it you can call it the hidden wisdom or the divine wisdom, if you wish, Theosophia, as expressed in the 3-volume set by Sri Raghavan Iyer. But we come from TS societies. It can be various people from various theosophical traditions come together with a focus on understanding the magnificent iridescent current that flows through these words. And to me, that is always what is the real test of anything. Do you feel better? Do you feel more whole? Do you feel more refreshed? And do you feel more optimistic? That's true about movies. It's also true about philosophy. When you read and study something and puzzled by it, but still uplifted by it, to me, that's a sign of something good. And I've found this in other groups as well, other online classes from other lodges. So it's not exclusive here at all. But these are the kind of things that we really feel are vibrant and important. And we always make it a point to salute each other and to salute people from other lodges and their noble work. And that to me is a sign of what is needed, as they've pointed out in several scientific studies. It's amazing. What does gratitude do? It rejuvenates people's whole being. Their health is better. Their recovery is better. This has been tested. And this is a fundamental teaching of the great Mahatmas. Gratitude is essential for any community of people who are committed to grow. And gratitude is omnidirectional. Everywhere we can be grateful. And that was the great teaching of Sri Raghavan and Nandini.
Thank you so much, Jim, for that. And now we will continue with Renee, I believe.
Yes. Aloha, everyone. I'm talking to you from Hawaii, and I'm used to telling stories. So if you'll indulge me, I'd like to tell you a story with a happy ending of a lonely little theosophist in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And I was introduced to theosophy in Santa Barbara, California, with many of the ideas and teachings and teachers that Jim Tepfer has just spoken of. And I was a great participant in the United Lodge of Theosophists there, and also at the Institute of World Culture, which he also spoke of, which is an institution devoted to lifelong learning and looking at where all the different cultures of the world find their wisdom. Well, my husband and I have a construction company, and our work suddenly took us to Hawaii, and it just kind of dropped us there. And we really haven't left ever since. And I just couldn't figure out what I was doing in, the most remote island chain in the world, and so far away from all my spiritual friends there in Santa Barbara. As far as I know, we're the only two practicing theosophists in the state, although I imagine there are others, but I've never met them in the 22 years that we've lived here. And so I would keep going back to Santa Barbara to go to the United Lodge of Theosophists and the Institute of World Culture to be with my theosophical friends. I mean, we both did that. And at some point, I began doing a movement practice. And it's a mindful movement practice. It's called Nia. And as I did it, I became very, very aware of body sensations and of moving in my body. And the more I became aware of moving in my body and moving within my emotional body and moving within my thought realm, the more I began asking, well, who is this that's moving inside this body? It wasn't as if becoming more body aware made me like more gross. It actually, I felt like had a spiritually uplifting effect on me. So I came to open a place in Honolulu for students of many different movement practices that are similarly mindful, where one can actually do moving meditation. And we call it Still and Moving Center. As we were actually building the center and laying the floors, I was engaged in creating an almanac for Still and Moving Center. It's very much keyed off of the, I'm going to hold it up, the Aquarian almanac that is used for all of the San Diego Lodge's series of talks. The themes in there come from this almanac. And so that fundamental focus of thought was really important to me. So I'd like to share with you the cover of Still and Moving Centers Almanac. And that's the name of our place. So let's see how well I do at sharing my screen with you. Let's see. Tell me whether you see a picture of a
Not quite yet.
brightly colored almanac. You don't. Okay. Let me try again.
That's working, starting to work now.
Is it? Maybe it's just taking a while to get
It's
through.
thinking about it.
How about now?
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming all the way from the middle of the Pacific Ocean here.
We want to hear about gems though, because it's so.
Yes, I'm going to.
Okay.
So this is the Still and Moving Center Almanac, and it has, similar to the Aquarian Almanac, it has themes for every week, quotes, inspirational quotes from all over the world, all times, all places. And so that is like a way of sharing consciousness amongst anybody who comes to Still and Moving Center. And we've always had different conversation groups and talked about different ideas. There's always been an undercurrent of theosophy throughout Still and Moving Center's history. However, when we finally hit COVID and we went online, I finally had the opportunity to bring two parts of my life together. So I'm going to stop share so I can show you something else. Now I finally was able to connect all my friends through Still and Moving Center to my friends who were Theosophists. And I did that by starting something called Gems from the Wisdom Traditions. So can you see that at this point? Have I shared that yet?
No, you have to go. I think you have to go back in to share.
Okay. There?
There you go.
Okay. So this is a conversation circle, and each week we take up a topic which is very much aligned with the topic, as a matter of fact, that is talked about in the San Diego Lodge from the Aquarian Almanac, because the two almanacs very much coincide with one another. And there are people, well, for example, Helena has spoken. People from different lodges have spoken at Gems from the Wisdom Traditions. We have just a 20-minute presentation at the beginning with 40 minutes left for general conversation. The idea is that everybody has an inner wisdom. And so we really want to call on people's inner wisdom. And I bring this up in case this is an experience that you've had or you haven't had, but maybe you'll notice it now. For me, I've noticed that many times when I've participated in a group, it's what I've heard come out of my own mouth that I remember the best. I think it's because I've had a chance to process it enough to take it in, do something with it, and then for it to come out. And so that's the idea for Gems from the Wisdom Traditions. In addition to people from the Theosophical tradition, we've had, and we have regular attendees who are Buddhists, we have Catholics, we have people from different Christian traditions. We've had people speaking from Sufi tradition, Quaker, Mennonite, many different traditions, all coming together and looking at ideas from all these different facets as represented by the crystal that you see in that picture. So that happens every Saturday afternoon. It's going to take place a half an hour from now. So whatever the time that is for you, that's when it happens. And that's Gems from the Wisdom Traditions. It does have a theosophical undercurrent that makes itself available to people without feeling as if they're hearing dogma, if they're not, knowing Theosophists themselves.
Thank you, Renee. Just one thing, we've only got 15 minutes, and we've got probably, we could spend another 45 minutes doing this, but we'll run over. But I'll let you have that, Helena. Why don't you introduce the next person?
Yes, and I just want to say that I've been to Renee's class, and it feels just like a lodge meeting. I mean, I forgot where I was. It's just wonderful. So, now we're going to introduce our next, which is the Phoenix Lodge. Percy, are you there?
Yeah, hi everyone. This has been so informative. This is awesome. So Phoenix, let me bring up my screen here, the Phoenix Lodge. I'll also put the lodge link in the chat box for anyone who wants to access it. So at the Phoenix Lodge, well, this is a new website. It's a little bit redone, and thanks to a lot of students that helped with this. A couple of things I just want to point out within the Phoenix Lodge in the meetings tab. You'll see that we meet 3 times a week. And on Sundays from 7 to 8, we're discussing the Gita. On Tuesdays, we're doing the Secret Doctrine. And Thursdays, we're picking articles from Universal Theosophy. And of late, we have been reading articles by B.P. Wadia and discussing them. All of our meetings are both in person and online, but really the vast majority of the folks join us online. And so if you click on the Zoom link, it'll just automatically take you into the meeting. Just make it as easy as possible for anyone who wants to join in on any of these meetings. The doors are open because one of our students, Rob Ford, lives right there. So he keeps doors open and he joins us from there. But the rest of us join on Zoom. We've been doing that nonstop since COVID, and we're just going to keep it that way because most of the people who join us are from outside Phoenix. The other thing I want to highlight very quickly within this website are the writings. So Rob Ford spent literally years scanning and editing and putting up pretty much all of the texts and major articles that we have. So as you can see, we've got Blavatsky writings, Judge writings, Crosby, and on everything else. And you can click on any of these. As you can see, for Blavatsky, for example, we've got the entire Secret Doctrine volumes, Voices of Silence, you name it, it's there for anyone to use. And when you click on it, it opens it up in PDF. And the reason I brought this up was just to quickly point out that if you want to search within PDF, just use Control F if you're using a PC, or Command F on a Mac, and then you can search by whatever search words you want to use, and takes you right there right away. If anyone's interested in obtaining a Word copy in Microsoft Word, just click on this request link here and we'd be happy to send it out to you. So we have Blavatsky, Judge, Crosby, and then just about every other article or book that we could think of, and we'll probably keep adding as we get new books. And so that's basically the Phoenix website and the Phoenix list of events in a nutshell.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you. Isn't that amazing? We love your website, right? Everybody talks about referring to your website for the books, for the people who come on to our Zoom and hybrid meetings as reference. So thanks ever so much, for all the work. And it's nice to see you in person and to see people in person, right? So thank you.
Sure.
Picture is worth 1,000 words. So next time you need somebody to speak at a meeting, here you go. Now, I don't know if we have anybody from India. That was, I don't think I see anybody, but I think they're pretty busy in Europe these days. And
it's 6:04 a.m. in India right now.
Exactly. So I wasn't, do you know anything? Can you say something? Or Shobha, I know, is in touch with them as well about how things are going.
I keep in touch a little bit with both the Bangalore and the Mumbai lodges. I grew up in the Bangalore lodge, and so that's very dear to me. And the Mumbai lodge, I believe they have Sunday meetings, and then they have classes Sunday mornings at the Mumbai lodge. At Bangalore, they have also Sunday morning meetings, and both the Mumbai and the Bangalore lodges use Skype. So they're also available online if you can make it, just given the time changes over there. And the nice thing about the Bangalore and the Mumbai lodges is that they also upload their lectures, so you can download and listen to them if you're not able to join in on any of those lectures.
Hey, can I share my screen real quickly? I'll show you one of their websites real quick.
Sure.
Okay, let's see, share screen, share. Okay, so this is a little bit of what Percy was talking about, and this is ultindia.org. And so you can, the lectures would be here. Let me go into that for a second. So these are recorded audio lectures. And as we know, the students there are just incredible. So look at that. So these are all recorded audio lectures right here for available. So that's one resource that I wanted to
And
point out.
Jonathan, if I might just add, those are the Mumbai lectures. If you click on the Bangalore lectures, you get a whole different list right there. You were right there.
Go back
on
to
the left
lecture.
side.
Okay.
Yeah, right there on the left side, below the photo of the building.
Oh, Mumbai and Bengaluru. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we got more. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks for letting me know about that. Wow. Pretty incredible. And then the other thing, that resource that I wanted to point out that Percy already talked about is the Theosophical movement. Incredible writing, incredible students putting that out. And I think they're on their way to being a 100-year magazine. Look at that. Look how close they are to getting there. The current issue is like this. Okay, what did I do? That didn't work. I'm going to go to previous issue. Okay, look at this. So they've got previous issues of Theosophical Movement magazine. They've gotten all the way up to June of 2023. So the most recent one. And I'll just go to that real quick. Now what's going to, this is their table of contents. So, and it's really good writing, very deep and thoughtful, amazing journal, I think. And then, and they've got it back to the year 2000, it looks like. That's about as far as they've uploaded so far. So anyway, that's all I wanted to do. I'm going to do stop share.
And is that searchable, Percy? Or the magazine, or?
Yeah, certainly. I think just using Control F or Command F should do it.
Okay, terrific. And now the Theosophy Trust?
Oh, okay. I'm going to go back to screen share. And then I'm going to go to, wow, I've got a lot of things up here. This might be it here. No. I'm just going to start over. Mhm. So this is an incredible resource for people. It's kind of a memorial library for the 1975 cycle, you could say. If you ever wanted to know what Raghavan Iyer was actually like, other than rumors, which are totally false because I knew him very well, spent a lot of time with him. Anything that anybody's ever heard about him is totally false. But if you ever want to know what he was really like, you can click on this. And these are all of his writings. But these are brilliant, beautiful, flowing, pure theosophy articles that were most of which were lodge recordings in the Santa Barbara Lodge. And if you read how these are written, that's how he talked, and that's how that's just how he was. So it's pure noetic thought is the way I would probably describe this, and it's in contemporary language. And it's in language that I have noticed that even though it's 50 years ago, it's becoming more timely, more current in terms of common usage. It was almost Promethean in that way, anticipating the unfolding language of the Aquarian age. And then also other resources that are on the same website is many articles about the great teachers of Theosophy. Theosophy magazine had a whole section on that. And this is, I guess you could say it's updated. And you've got HPB here. You've got Universal Symbols of Humanity. These are brilliant. Anybody who's read any of these articles will know that it's incredible, the erudition and the sheer beauty of language that those articles are. judges' articles are here and so forth, Robert Crosby. I just want to, there's some incredible passages from the Mahatma letters here. Also, the stories and allegories. Let me show you that real quick. For anybody working with children, like Theosophy School, for example, here's a resource. So here's ours. I think that there's probably at least 100, if not 200 stories that are on this web that came from Hermes magazine. This is maybe 15 of them or so forth. And I imagine that they're still in the process of uploading more of these stories. Then there's one last resource that I wanted to show you about this website. It's about just how amazing it is. Is this search function? This search function searches everything from 1975 and 1875 and does. So it, let me see if that's going to work. All right, there we go. Okay, so it cross-references many articles, including other languages. This is one of those symbol articles on electricity because I typed in Fohat, etc. So, but let me show you something here. So these are about, there's about 10 on this page, and then there's 4 pages. So that's 40 references to Fohat, for example. So that is me sharing theosophytrust.org. Thank you.
Okay, so now we'll be sharing a brand new website for LA. And this is a sneak preview. It has not been released yet, but I had permission to showcase it. About 75% done. Can you see it? Let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. So while you're watching it, Jerry sent me this text. TheosophyULT.com.
Something not quite here about this. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, yeah, what's wrong?
I don't know.
You're seeing the talk?
I just don't know.
It's garbled, Helena. You need to refresh it.
We want to do this website justice. They've been working really hard on this thing.
Okay, so let me stop sharing and start sharing again. Can you see it now?
Yeah, but there's this big blocking thing in the way.
Okay, I know what to do. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is brand new.
Is it still there? Or is it getting blocked?
Different things are happening.
Yeah, that's what Jerry wanted me to read. Could you bring up TheosophyULT.com?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, because I can't see what Jerry wrote to read. So I'm going to stop. TheosophyULT.com.
Okay, so
You'll bring it up, and I'll start reading anyway.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you do all that.
Okay, while you show it. So here we go. It's an outreach effort sponsored by the Los Angeles Lodge and the Universal Theosophy website. The site is aimed at new people who are unfamiliar with Theosophy, and even more specifically, young people. It's a work in progress, although it is now live, probably about 75% completed. It's a huge effort. The effort is to connect the teachings of Theosophy to themes and ideas of great interest to the people of our times and lead them to the teachings of H.P. Blavatsky and the great teachers of the past. A special effort was made through photography and imagery to connect theosophy with nature, as can be seen in the opening slider. The focus is on the ideas of theosophy, and a conscious effort was made to downplay organizations, personalities, and events, all three of which have served to confuse newcomers to theosophy and led to a dramatic decrease in our numbers and the loss of many sincere students. The hope is to draw people into the various meetings and gatherings occurring in this renaissance of activity we are experiencing now. Very brief statements on 21 key ideas like meditation, the search for truth, freedom of thought, reincarnation, karma, human potential, compassion, the divinity of nature, universal brotherhood, and others we hope will serve as magnets for those like-minded seekers who need and want theosophy to help guide their path. We are currently translating the site and these statements into Spanish, Italian, German, Dutch, Swedish, Russian, and Hindi with the help of serious theosophical students who are raised with these languages. More will be added later. We are building pages for each theosophical group that is in harmony with the principles of theosophy and ULT. Some of those pages are completed, mainly in North America. We are working on pages for groups now in Europe and Asia. We think that in the future, a lodge will not be a location in space, but rather any group of students who come together to study theosophy. The bookstore from Theosophy Company is housed on this site. All the important theosophical publications of HPB, Judge, and Crosby can be purchased here, along with other Theosophical Company publications. It will be the location for the purchase of the new Theosophy Company updated edition of The Secret Doctrine, assembled by Pierre Wouters, John Fergus, and their team. The edition will be a much-needed update and corrected edition from the original 1888 publication. Thanks to the availability of the internet as a worldwide research tool, egregious mistakes in footnote references, typos, and the like have been corrected and annotated for others to review. These errors have been the source of serious academic criticism and have led to the dismissal and distraction from the ideas held within the book in many circles. The effort has been made to strictly adhere to HPB's original work while correcting these obvious mistakes. The task has been undertaken with the leadership and sacrifice of lifelong students of Theosophy, and specifically the Secret Doctrine, who have not the slightest interest in deviating from HPB's original work. We hope this edition will go to print next year. Some of this work is available now in the online edition of The Secret Doctrine found on the Universal Theosophy site, and has already received support and praise from serious students of the SD from around the world. So the online library of Universal Theosophy, painstakingly assembled over the past 12 years, can be accessed directly from this general ULT site, where all of HPB Judge, Crosby, Wadia sacred text translations are available with a search engine and presented cleanly with modern graphic design and layout. So videos of all the past International White Lotus Day events, International Great Teachers Day, Spring and Fall Lecture Series, sponsored by ULTLA, and Universal Theosophy either are or will be posted here. Universal Theosophy maintains a Facebook page with over 2,000 followers where HPB, Judge, Crosby, and luminaries from the past are posted daily. Shalom and namaste to all my brothers and sisters on ULT Day. And now, just in a few minutes, John, I don't have any time left to talk, which is exactly what I was hoping, as you know.
Yeah, very special.
Right? I mean, there are... Yeah, I will say a little bit. There are Spanish classes. I often refer to the Los Angeles website, and they have many classes. We have Spanish students here that are on them all day Saturday and Sunday. So if you need to refer to those classes, please do. I mean, obviously, we have really, I think, knocked it out of the ballpark in terms of having the time and the inclination to take part in spread broadcasting what's so important to us. And maybe we had a little extra time during COVID to do that, to meditate and consider what our priorities are. And one of them, obviously, is carrying the message out there. We will be at the Parliament of World Religions. That's our next project. We will be speaking on a panel with Judy Saltzman and Jonathan on the ancient wisdom religion. Remember that the World Parliament of Religions, William Q. Judge brought 1,000 students there, so we have about 10 or 11. You're welcome to come and help us, and we're always quite welcome there, so you can contact me. So I just wanted to mention that Robert Crosby, who was born in Montreal, and his death day, right, is tomorrow. And it coincides with the work of ULT that we celebrate. And the Declaration of the United Lodge of Theosophists, much of that wording is directly derived from the writings of William Q. Judge and H.P. Blavatsky. So there are references to this, but just to name a few of them. In the article, Plain Theosophical Traces, William U.Q. Judge uses the phrase, the Old and United Lodge of Theosophists. Let us press forward together in the great work of the real theosophical movement, which is aided by working organizations, but is above them all. And that's in William Q. Judge's Theosophical Articles. In 1887, Judge wrote an article in the Path magazine, which he edited in New York, saying a few words about the nature and aims of the magazine. He says, and I quote, "The Path will continue its policy of independent devotion to the cause of theosophy without professing to be the organ either of the society or of any branch. It is loyal to the great founders of the society, but does not concern itself with dissensions or differences of individual opinion. The work it has on hand and the end it keeps in view are too absorbing and too lofty to leave it the time or inclination to take part in side issues." And that's in Judge articles. So we have this on the Old Theosophy Watch, with references if you would like. So I think it's good to wrap at this point, and I think it's just been amazing to come together. And one of the things that the Lodge reminds me of is the power of the group, right? And the impulse that can give to the teachings really is what it's all about. And they, there are people, who are involved, all these munchkins behind the scenes, and now it's nice to see their faces come out. And but some amazing work has been done recently, and I think we've really grown and reached out very, very much during this time. But it's the teaching themselves, right? They carry themselves, and we present them, we represent them, but they're the impulse. They're the impulse. And just like Buddha delivering the teachings and reaching so many people, these ideas have a life of their own. And thank you so much, all of you, for sharing your time and your resources and your energy on ULT Day. Namaste to everyone. And the Aquarian, would you like to introduce the next talk, Jonathan?
Oh, next week it'll be on a Republic of Conscience, and probably in reference to the 4th of July. But thinking about the American dream as really being a universal, international aspiration. So.
Great. I think it's a wrap. We're good. So long, everybody. And
Thank
have
you,
a great
Helena.
Good job,
summer.
Elena. Thank
Have a
you.
great
Thanks,
summer.
everyone.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
Helena. Thank you so much for getting us together. So
All right. Thank you.
did it.
Thanks, everyone. This was
All right.
fantastic.
Thank you to all.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Helena.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Say hi to your mom, Helena.
Yes, she's going to be happy to have me back.
Hi, Elena.
Hi,
Hi,
Shireen.
Elena. This is Shireen.
Great to see you, Shireen.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. Good night, Sandra. Good night, Maluka.
Bye.
Good night, John.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.